Hey everyone, it's Brent again here. Today's video, I am going to be focusing on this. Now, for those of you who have never played Catan, it is probably the greatest board game ever created. It's my wife and I's favorite board game by far. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be building a box to hold all of our expansions. We have a lot of expansions that go with this. We have 3 or 4 expansions and they all come in boxes like this. And they get pretty bulky after a while, and they also have 5 and 6 player expansions for each individual expansion. So when you get all that tied together, you end up with a lot of boxes, and really all of this stuff can fit in just a little wooden box. So that's what I'm going to be making today. I am also going to be making a 7 and 8 player expansion. The game is designed only up to 6 people. But we have a group of people that we play games with every week, and we've found out a way to make 7 and 8 players work because that's how big our group is. So I am actually going to 3D print some extra pieces, and we'll get some 7 and 8 player expansion pieces as well. That's what I'm going to work on. I'm going to get some measurements of these pieces and work out some slots and how I'm going to configure this box. Okay, so I have everything measured, and what I did was I actually went ahead and figured out what size I wanted all my slots to be, and I did a half scale on pieces of paper. I did that for everything that I need here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these and kind of just move them around and figure out which layout I think is going to be the best. Okay, so this is the final layout that I kind of came up with in this rough draft. The box shape is roughly going to be 17.5 inches by 17.5 inches. So nice square box. Hopefully that's not too big. I'll go ahead and start cutting pieces and we'll see how well this layout comes together. Okay, so we have our bottom cut here. I'm going to go ahead and assemble the bottom just so I can start getting my lines for all my different sections laid out. So right now I am working on doing the outside walls of the box here. What I'm going to have to do for the top is I'm just going to have a board that basically slides in. I'm going to cut little pockets on the edges of the wall so that way I can have just a solid top slide in and cover it, because I'm not going to do, a big top or hinge or anything like that. So right now I'm getting my walls cut and I'm going to go ahead and get them attached so that way I can start working on the top and getting the different dividers put together. Alright, here with the edges cut here, so I'm going to go ahead and start getting these little dividers in. Going to cut them and start placing them and see how well they go together. Alright, so I went ahead and cut little slots in some of these dividers like that. So that way they kind of form together a little bit better. Less assembly as far as screws and glue go. So they just kind of tie together. I made them pretty snug. but like this one, that'll fit in right there. It's pretty tight, but I can get it worked in there, like that. And that way, there's just less cutting and less putting all these pieces together, and I can just kind of form it all in together a little bit easier. All right, so I actually just had a big setback. I measured these wrong to where they were too tall to where this top wouldn't slide in. So I just went through, unscrewed everything, took it all back apart, cut them down to the correct size, and got them put back in now. So they should work now. That's how the dividers are sitting at the moment. Okay, so this dried overnight. It is ready to be sanded. I'm going to go ahead and cut those pieces, and we'll make the top for this. We'll get it assembled, and then we can start throwing the box together. Okay, so I went ahead and finished the top here. So this is how it is going to work. This is slide top. That is the top that I came up with. Just simple 1/4 inch board there, and it slides in fairly easy. So now I'm going to go ahead and give this a red stain. This way it matches our box. And I'm thinking about seeing if I can carve Catan here onto the top. We'll give it a shot. See how it goes. So we've got it all stained. We're gonna let this dry so we can go ahead and jump over and start working on our 7 and 8 player pieces. I'll start designing them on Fusion and we'll get them 3D printed. Alright, so we got the box spray painted there. I actually went ahead and put a coat of polyurethane on both of those, so they are drying right now as we speak. I'm going to let those dry overnight, and then I'll take a pretty light sandpaper to them just to get the bubbles of the polyurethane out and get the shine off of it. So one thing I forgot to actually show me building in this video was this, which is just a card organizer for all the cards that come with this game. But this actually fits into that big section like that. So it holds all the cards. Don't have to put it into this card box, which it doesn't really hold all of them that well. But this way you can just keep them organized and pull it out and put it back in when you're done with it.
She can see herself.